I've always believed in the democratization of writing. In today's world, there are more avenues to getting your piece published than there ever have been. And it's not just through the traditional gatekeepers like traditional publishing houses or literary agents who have to vet your work first before they decide that it's worthy of turning over to the traditional publishing houses to see if they want it. Either the big publishers or the more independent, moderate-sized publishers. There's also self-publishing, which a lot of people choose in part because they don't want to deal with the traditional gatekeepers like literary agents and editors at publishing houses who may not necessarily get what they're doing or who may be chasing trends that your writing doesn't necessarily fall into. Other people choose self-publishing because of the economic model. The economic model in traditional publishing is a little bit antiquated. Writers don't get a lot. There are very few books that turn a profit. Whereas in self-publishing, you do keep much more of what your book sales generate. There's a gigantic cost that goes into self-publishing in terms of all the publicity you have to do, the promotion you have to do, the paying for some sort of a physical creation of the book or an ebook. So there are a lot of hidden costs. But as an avenue to getting your work out and to getting your voice heard, I would never discourage or denigrate self-publishing. Having said that, there is one thing that I do always like to point out to writers about self-publishing, and that is self-publishing can sometimes appeal to every writer's base instinct, which is, I wrote it, it's ready. I don't need to revise this over and over or bleed over it or sweat over it or stare at it and cry over it. It's ready. It came straight from my heart the first time out. It's raw, it's real. No, it is not. It is not ready. Writing is rewriting. You must revise and revise and revise and make it as good as you can possibly make it. And self-publishing does sometimes tempt writers to say, oh, I've completed my manuscript. I can just feed it into the self-publishing machine and it'll be out in a few days with a cover. And that's great. Here's what I would say, and I say this on behalf of all writers everywhere, but particularly writers whose names are not necessarily household names. So what kind of work you turn out in a self-publishing model is not going to impact James Patterson or Colleen Hoover or Stephen King. They are absolutely judgment-proof as far as you're concerned. But for writers whose names are not as immediately recognized, let's say you do self-publish and it ends up on a shelf somewhere, either on Amazon or in a bookstore, although let's make a note, many bookstores do not take self-published titles. Unless you have some other established relationship with the bookstore, they may not carry it. That you're not going to get as mainstream reviews on self-published titles, but that to the side. Let's say you get that book in there. And your book is sitting next to my book, is sitting next to other books, the entire row that we all know so well when we go into Barnes & Noble. If somebody says, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm not going to get the latest book from the same author of the 3 authors I read and I don't go beyond people I know. I'm going to take a chance on a new name and I'm going to pick up this book and it's yours. And they open the book and they see typos and they see a story that's just not gelled, and a character who's contradictory and just not well thought out. It was not ready to be read. But you decided to put it out rather than go through the process of having beta readers look at it, getting it critiqued, getting it challenged, making it better. They're going to put that book down. And they're also going to think twice about taking a chance on writers they don't know. And that's me, and that's 90% of writers. Writers, we have a compact not only with our readers to give you the best possible work we can, but I like to think we kind of have a compact with each other. You don't denigrate your profession.
Start your writing journey now with the right formula, 12 steps from concept to completion. Get your copy today on Amazon.